What's going on, guys? Just wanted to it's been on my mind for a while, actually, to make a video. I mean, we do a lot of the streaming and stuff on Twitch for tournaments and everything else, and then I'll post like pictures on the Facebook page and kind of do a little write-up here and there when I go to play live. But I always try to think of other fun things that I can do to post a little bit of content. So I thought, you know what, why not do a video just as I'm getting ready to go play live, which I'm gonna do tonight. I don't play nearly as much as I used to. Like when I was in my 20s, there was a period of time where I was kind of going 2-3 days a week, and I played all over. I played across the provinces, I played in clubs, I played in casinos, I played in home games, underground games, in a bar, you name it, right? So lots of different games. I did a fair bit more drinking back then, and I was quite often pretty tired because we'd have long sessions and play for too many days in a row. Nowadays, I'd like to think I've wised up some, so I'm just going to dive in and kind of show you what my process is like when I do go play. Try and play a little smarter now. And I usually end up going like Jamie, my girlfriend, right? She's a nurse in the ER, so she ends up getting shifts. So she has her 12-hour shift, and she'll get however many day shifts, and then every couple of rotations she ends up getting the night shifts. So for example, this weekend she's on nights, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I try and time it when she's working nights that I'll go play cards. If she's gonna work late, I'm gonna go work late, kind of thing, right? So that's what I wanted to do. Just kind of let you in onto what it's like when I go play live. And if you're already a poker player, this is going to seem a little silly. You're probably more than familiar with this. But to do it right, like actually put in the right time, energy, effort, you know, get a good night's sleep. So these are just some of the things that I do. Like usually I play Fridays, but today's Saturday. I just wasn't feeling it yesterday, so I got like 7, more than 7. I think I had 9 hours of sleep last night. Went to bed at 10, woke up at like, I don't know, 7:45 or something like that. So I had a really good sleep, which is huge when you go to play. And get some exercise. Like, I'm not saying you have to go crazy hard, go play a sport and completely drain yourself before you go play some cards, but any physical activities just gets the body moving, gets the blood flowing, because you're going to be sitting for quite a long period of time, right? So like this morning I went about 4 kilometers, I guess. Took the dog for a walk. It's nice out, sun shining. So yeah, just kind of get your day going. Like, go do some physical activity and get ready. Like, get your mind right, get your body right, eat healthy. Like, if you eat shitty, you're not really going to be fueling their brain, I guess, the best. And I know it sounds silly, and these are all such minor little things. You could just really just jump in and go play, and that's fine. I mean, I used to do it for years too, boozing and drinking and whatever, but by no stretch was that ever even close to my A game. So now when I go and play, like, I mean, like I said, I had 9 hours sleep last night, went for a 4-kilometer walk this morning. I had oatmeal for breakfast, a bit of a late lunch. I had, like, you know, some onions, some spinach fried up with a couple of eggs. Probably gonna have another kind of early-ish dinner. I don't know, whether it's rice or chicken or something like that. And just trying to keep my food intake out, because it's mentally draining. If you're really dialed in and focusing, as you should be. I mean, if you're just going to have fun and whatever, that's fine, joking around, but sometimes you just want to put your game to the test and go play and give it your all, right? And I love that challenge. I love that competition. So that's usually what I do every couple weeks. I'll do this process that I'm walking you through right now. So I'll probably have one more meal just before I go and play tonight, around 6 or 7. I think it's around 2 o'clock right now. And then depending how long the session goes, I'll get another dinner marker, and you get an hour. And I'll get another meal in me, try and eat something somewhat healthy. You're at a casino, right? So, or that's where I'm going to play tonight, which we'll get into. Where are you going to play is sort of the other one. Like, which type of cash game are you going to play, right? So, there's tons of stuff that you can bring with you. Like, you can bring your iPod. Is that even still a thing? People still have iPods, or is it just the phone now? I guess charge your iPod, charge your phone. If you got the headphones, like I usually bring, some people bring the big ones, the big earphones. I've got these little ones. They're by Monster, and I use them when I went to the gym. Like, it's really nice, and you can just hang them around your neck, and they sit like that. So I try and be the chatty guy at the table and have some fun, but if it's a boring, miserable table, yeah, I'm throwing them in. Or at best, I'll put one in just to kind of lighten the mood a bit for me, hear some tunes, and then kind of pay attention to what's going on. So charge all your gear. And then what do you bring? Like, depends where you go. I've seen it all. Like, some people bring full backpacks. Some people just walk around with a fistful of, poker chips in their pocket. I've seen hip sacks. It depends who you are and what you like. So I saw a guy that I've talked to a few times who brings, like, I want to call it a satchel, and he drapes it over. And I guess if you can pull it off, maybe. So I actually looked on Amazon and I bought a little bag thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe I can do that too. It's dainty. It has one, like, literally just one strap. And I was thinking, oh, I can just, put my snacks in here, a bottle of water, a Red Bull, whatever the case may be. Like, that's the other thing, bring some energy, caffeine, whatever you're going to have if it goes really late and you're starting to fall asleep or whatever. But I thought I could rock this. I really don't think it's me. I've never actually used it, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to I don't know, I just can't rock the little bag. It's not for me. But you do bring your items, and be prepared. Just basically, I'm saying be prepared for your session, right? So bring a bottle of water, bring a Red Bull, bring a snack or a granola bar if you got to eat healthy. So where's the camera here? I typically, like, I'm not going to wear this tonight. That's part of the fun for me. I do like to kind of get dressed up, especially if I'm only going like once every couple weeks, right? When I used to play 2-3 days in a row, I'd usually go the first day I kind of get dressed up nice. Second day I'm tired, got stubble growing in, maybe the hoodies on the third day. So I typically wear like jeans, nice t-shirt with a pocket, because I usually keep some cash up here. Cargo pants or cargo shorts are great because you can carry stuff. So location, parking, and duration, like, I mean, depends where you're going to, which we'll get into in a sec here. Just kind of know where you're going, your time to get there, traffic, all that stuff. No one wants to be late, especially if it's like a home game. People are waiting for you. Like, that sucks. And plan for a long session. So, like, that's the one thing that I do. Like, I've already got tomorrow completely free. I have zero plans. So if I have got a great game in front of me tonight and I'm playing and the clock just keeps going by, it's 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5, 6, I'm going to keep going. If I'm playing well, the game is good, I'm going to try and make as much money as possible, and I need to make sure that I'm still firing on all cylinders. So I plan for a long session. But if you have somewhere else to be the next day, if you're already tired, you didn't really come fully prepared to win, right? Like, maybe your mind was sharp, maybe you had a good meal, but like, I'm really ready. If this thing goes long, I'm ready for that too. So that's sort of my process when I go to play live, which we'll do tonight. I'm gonna go to Club Regent tonight, which I'll share a little bit more. So where are you playing? Like, that's a big one. So I'll touch on the casino, like that's where I'm gonna go tonight. But if it's a home game, like, that's going to be a little bit different than going to a casino. Different environment, different players, maybe different rules. Is it a club? Like, I used to play in a club in Winnipeg for like 2 or 3 years. I think it was the Barca Club on McMillan Street. There's a picture of it here now. You see, it's now the Sonics. Whatever. But yeah, I had 4 or 5 tables or whatever it was, and I was playing 2-3 times a week. There's a tournament and then cash games after. I moved out to Toronto. There was, bars. You can play in the bar, which is usually not the greatest, I find, because it's noisy. There's drunk people. Is there an underground game? Like, is it invite only? Is it in a club? Is it in a hotel room? There's all different types. In a condo, like, I've played in pretty much all of them. So just where are you going to play? Kind of get your mind ready as to where you're going to be and know the differences. So if you're going to go to a casino, it's going to be run right. Like, you know, it's a government establishment, but you'll probably run into more unknown players, right? So like I recognize a few people when I go to play because I've been going enough since I've been back here in Winnipeg, but you'll probably have more people that you're not sure of, and you'll have to spend some time getting to know how they play and their style. And at any given table in a casino, you're probably going to have, I don't know, was it 9-handed? Because I always fill the seats. I'd say 3 to 4 decent-ish players, maybe one really good player, but three to 4 people that know what they're doing. And then the rest is just sort of a mix of okay to bad is what my general experience is. I'm going to play 1-2 No Limit Hold'em. This is a very low stakes game, right? People are coming to have fun. But there'll also be, you know, the house rules, you should know them, and you're going to be paying a rake, right? So that's kind of what to expect when you go to a casino. A home game, which I love home games. I haven't been invited to a ton yet since I've been back home. I tend to host more. I love hosting. I got a pretty sweet setup. Each home game will be different, right? Like, you might know the players a little better because they're regular. It's a monthly home game or a weekly home game, so you might know some of the people more often, which means you know how they'll play, and you can kind of base your game around that and kind of play accordingly, right? So that's one thing that you'll notice different with home games. But then there's also house rules. Maybe there's certain rules that aren't normally found in a casino, but at this particular home game, this is just the way it is because they're the host. So you kind of have to pay attention to that too. At my home game, I make it tons of fun. No rake. I used to kick it off with like a tournament just to shake off the cobwebs because not everyone plays a ton, and I'd put a bounty on myself. So knock me out. Here's some extra cash, and then we'll fire up the cash game after that. And it's just a ton of fun. Super chill, super relaxed. That's my mess around time. In my own home games, I'm typically drinking and laughing and swapping stories and trying to play my B game and give as much action as possible, right? It's my way to unwind. But when I go to the casino, I'm going to try and play a little better, bring my A game, and kind of be competitive. I want to see what I got, put my A game to the test, kind of thing. And like I said, I've played in a couple bars. Some were really nice, depending on who you know. There's a couple bars I played in Toronto, where it was kind of like an invite only, where I got like a drink served in a coconut right to the table. Like, there's some that did it really nice and it was quiet and chill, and then there's others that are just shitty, right? So kind of know where you're going to play. The fun one. This is what everyone wants to know. Like, if you're just a tournament player or you're used to going to like home games and you bring your $20 and you play your little sit and go with the blinds going up, to me that is something I did when I was like 16, right? Like, I don't know, I can't be bothered with that anymore. I think we've progressed past that point where you can play a respectable game. If you want to do like, I don't know, $100, $200 tournament, and we take more time and everyone puts that in and kind of make it worth our time, then maybe, I guess that's a little bit better. People might take it a little more seriously, but I'd prefer a cash game. So if you're gonna go play, so specifically, like, let's call it a casino here, how much do you bring? Like, you should know that, and it's usually based on the size of the game, right? So what's the size of the game you're going to play? So for example, tonight I'm gonna go fire in a 1-2 No Limit Hold'em game at Club Regent Casino. And now casinos will have sort of a minimum and a maximum buy-in. Usually the minimum is anywhere from 20 to 40 big blinds. I think Club Regent Casino, the minimum buy-in is $60. I could be mistaken. I never buy in for the minimum, so I don't really remember. I don't pay attention too much to whatever minimums are. I'm more asking, like, what's the maximum? That's usually my first question. Because I want to make sure that I've got the most possible money I can bring to the table for that game. So that when the money goes in, and if I have the best of it, I really want to double up to the maximum, to the fullest that I can, right? So that's kind of how I play. I like the big bet game. I'm not afraid to move chips. Give me the most money I can have, and let's fire. Which is usually 100 big blinds. So if you're wondering, what does that mean? 1-2, like small blinds $1, big blinds $2. So 100 big blinds in this case, 100 times $2 is 200, right? Depending on the size of the game, as you get bigger and bigger, a 2-5 game, a 5-10 game, you can see the buy-ins get bigger. So the standard buy-in is usually around 100 big blinds, and that's usually what you would play. Like 100 big blinds, I've got a game where you're going to get the money in by the river for 100 big blinds. Anything over 100 big blinds is when you start to consider, hey, you hear the term people say, hey, they're pretty deep stacked, like they're deep. Well, that's referencing how many big blinds they have. Do they have 100 big blinds, 200 big blinds, 300 big blinds? The more big blinds you have, like that's a lot of chips. It's going to be harder to get the money in by the river when you're that deep, unless there's a lot of raising and re-raising going on, or 3-betting and 4-betting, right? At Club Regent Casino, they let you buy in for actually 200 big blinds. So I do actually buy in for the maximum each time. I bring about $400, which is nice. So you can already start off deep stacked and, you know, build some pots and play some poker. I kind of like it. Again, you'll find the better players, they're sitting with a stack. What is the maximum? You'll see 3-4 guys all with 400-500 or whatever it is. And then you'll see everyone else, and that's sort of an indication that I pay attention to when people buy in. If they buy in and you see a lot of 5s, a 20, and a crumpled 10, and they go, I'll take 85 or 160, I mean, they're probably recreational players having a lot of fun. I'm a recreational player too. I would say I'm an avid recreational player, if that's a thing. So, but yeah, like, they're probably just playing for fun. Like, most of the better players going for the max, going for the kill kind of thing, right? So then the next question is, well, how much do I bring? So we figured out the min and the max. And again, it might be the same thing, kind of in a home game. You ask, what's the min and the max? And how many bullets do you fire? And by bullet, I mean how many rebuys. If you get felted, it's not like a tournament. There's rebuy tournaments. It's a cash game. You can buy in for the maximum as many times as you want. You can buy in for the minimum a whole bunch of times too. You can buy in like for half, whatever you want, right? It's how much money did you bring? So when I think of a bullet, I'm thinking the maximum, right? So I advocate for you to have a couple bullets ready. If you're going to give yourself the best opportunity to win, bring enough for the size of the game that you can rebuy 3-4 times. 2 as a minimum. And the reason I say that is you could be playing absolutely perfect, and there's nothing you could have done differently, but you still lost. Because that happens in poker. You know, if you've got top set, and buddy hits a 4-outer on the river, you know, there's nothing you can do. You got your money in really good, and now you're broke, or you've got felted. Is that it? You just get up and walk away? You're feeling perfectly good. You know, it's still early in the night, your energy's up, and you just go, well, that's all I brought. Well, that didn't give you a good fighting chance to win, right? You'd be eager to jump back in that game if you go, look at all these people, there's quite a few stacks on the table, there's a lot of money there, and there's some bad players. I have a really good chance of making some money, I just gotta play a little longer. Well, you want to be able to rebuy, right? So you want to bring 2, 3, 4 bullets, whatever that is. When I go, I mean, I've been playing long enough now. I've had wads of cash. This is Canadian money. If you're American or from a different country, you're probably going, "What is that funny money he has?" It's on a polymer note. And my lovely broccoli rubber band. But yeah, I've had little wads of 500 kicking around for 20 years. Nowadays it's closer to 1500 that I usually bring. So tonight, and I try and do big bills too. It's just a little easier for a couple wads, whatever. It's just a little easier to buy in. Speeds things along because the dealer's gonna sit there with the 20s and count everything out. So if you have the big bills, they just count 4 100s and away you go. It's much, much quicker. And the casinos generally have ATMs that'll spit out higher denomination bills. So that's just a tip. And again, if you're planning to bring out, you know, most ATMs, like you go to Scotiabank or whatever, or Royal, they're gonna have a cap of $300-400. So you might want to start thinking about that if you got to make a few trips beforehand. If you're going to a bigger game, if you don't carry a lot of cash on hand. I don't know how long ago it was. I talked to the managers at my bank so many years ago. I said, I want to up my ATM limit. So I think mine's at 1,000. So I can do 1,000 at a time. Just because this is what I mess around with. I've never gone super high stakes like that. But a couple $100, couple $1,000. That's kind of all I really mess around with these days. So, and like I said, the little blurb at the bottom. If you're playing well, the game is good, bring a few bullets. And after a couple bullets don't go your way, sure, there's a stop loss if you want to walk away, but after one bullet, everything looks so juicy and good. You want to have the ability to keep on playing, so bring a couple bullets. Club Region. So this is where I'm going to go tonight. Winnipeg has 2 casinos, and I really liked McPhillips. It was a cool spot. They had an upper level kind of thing that you went to, and there was upwards of 8 or 9 tables. There's like this old library looking thing. Excuse me, leather chairs, the whole 9 yards. It was just a super chill vibe, lots of TVs, the whole 9. It was perfect. But they're getting rid of it, and I think they're putting in like a family restaurant up there. And all of Winnipeg's poker is now going to be played at Club Regent Casino in the basement. So I'd heard about it for a couple months. I'm quite certain April 1st was sort of the unveiling. But like I said, we're traveling, having some vacation time, and this will be the first time I check it out. So there's a separate cashier apparently right in the basement. So everything in the basement is just catered straight for all the poker players. So you can buy your chips down there, cash out down there. No more running all over the casino. Just kind of one stop. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. So I'm kind of interested myself. But yeah. Couple other things. So if you do go to a casino, usually they'll try and give you incentives because they want you to come play. So players, there's no rake, right? So I have what's called a club card, and the way I've figured it, you just show your card when you sit down, the floor manager takes it, and it's kind of like accumulating air miles or like a rewards card at a grocery store or whatever, right? So I've kind of figured I play 2 sessions, like 2 8-hour sessions, and then there's enough points on the card that I can get a free dinner, like a $30 dinner. So every time I play 2 sessions, I just kind of know that I've got enough to go get a free dinner at the casino somewhere. Denominations, I mean, most casinos are pretty standardized for the low denominations. It's usually white is $1, red is 5, green's 25, blacks are 100. Purple, I think, is the 500. I think yellows are 1K chips. I'm not too sure. In a 1-2 game, you're going to see mostly just the whites and the reds. Greens, if the session gets longer and longer and deeper, you'll see some 25s and then 100s kind of near the end there too. But yeah, it's super fun. I just kind of always wanted to do a video of what it's like to go play live. Like I mean, fistful of cash, go have some fun. I'm gonna try and get a few pictures. I've wanted to do a video. I see all the YouTube vloggers. I know Andrew Nemi and, you know, all these other guys, Jamie Stables. Their cameras are right into all the casinos when they do their YouTube vids. But I don't know how friendly Winnipeg is with the the cameras in the casino. They kind of give you the look. Cameras at the table, like not during a hand, because you could technically be texting your buddy sitting across, right, and cheating. So there's a big no-no with cameras at the table, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. But I'll try and get a few pictures and upload it to the Facebook page, just so you can see what the new setup's like. I'm curious myself. But yeah, just do it smart. Have fun with it, but like, you know, my days of drinking up a storm and playing super tired, those days are gone. I do it every couple weeks, and I'm fresh. I bring my A game. I don't know if you guys... I love my caffeine too. I do coffee in the morning. I've been doing this for like almost 2 years. I love the bulletproof coffee. I don't know if you guys have ever had the bulletproof coffee. And then you can see that. It's the MCT oil. You just put a smidge in there. It's like, you know how you have coconut oil? All the coconut oil and stuff. There's 4 different types of whatever, C8, C10, C12, the different type of extracts in the coconut oil. One of them bypasses the liver, the C8, so it's like jet fuel for your brain. It doesn't need to be broken down. So the MCT oil, uses the extract of coconut, just the C8 or whatever it is, something like that. And it's just, it helps you think better. Another one too, my brother just got it for me. I like supplements. I take multivitamins, men's multivitamins and stuff. And bought me for my birthday. I don't know if you've heard of, Joe Rogan's podcast. His company is on it. And Alpha Brain. First time trying it. It's like a nootropic. Nootropic just means any kind of supplements that help cognitive brain function, memory, focus, all that good stuff. So I'm big on all that stuff. Stay sharp. Your mind is your strongest asset when you're sitting in a poker game too. So your stamina is a huge thing. I would say of all the skill sets and learning in poker, the long sessions. I'm usually better at the long sessions or making good decisions still late in the evening when people are getting tired and sluggish or drunk. I would say I play better consistently, and maybe that's part of it. I've kind of mentally prepared a day out, eaten properly, and all that good stuff. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to kind of dive in, let you know what it's like. If you haven't done that before, like, go to the casino, just learn what the size of the games are. Prepare in advance, get a good night's sleep, go have some fun, thunder away. And if you're prepared for it and ready, then it just seems so much more fun because you have nowhere to be. You brought the right amount of money. You were thinking about it a day out, so your head's right, your body's right, and now you just go and give it your all. So I'll post my results later, but yeah, I got to start getting ready myself for tonight. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. Good luck at the tables. Peace.